Welcome to the One Conscious Love Network. We're back after a bit of an absence from Facebook and social media in general. It was lovely to take a break, and it's lovely to be back. And I couldn't ask for better people to be live with me today. I'm very excited to have you all here. And we're going to do a speed healing session. So, for all of you watching, this is an opportunity to try different modalities, a little bite size of everything, and see what connects with you and what could resonate with you in your healing or your journey, whatever path that you're on. And so, thank you everyone for being here. We're going to go around and introduce ourselves. So, Janine, could you go first, please, and let everyone know how is it that you shed your light into the world?
Oh my. My name is Janine Ambrose. Right now, I'm doing lectures and classes and podcasts, and I'm working with a yogi from India. We're doing a weekly podcast that we're doing for a whole year. And we're just giving skills on how to heal yourself. We talk about the matrix. We talk about children and raising children and different effects that works with children. I have 6 children, so I have a little knowledge in all of that. Anyway, and they're great. They're absolutely wonderful. And how I'm also doing art and music where I'm combining my art with sound frequency. So I channel and compose music and put it with my art, which actually affects the brain frequencies when people watch it because it comes in visually and auditory. And so I teach metaphysics. So in metaphysics, I teach how energy works and how the universe works and whatever you put out there, how it comes back. I teach how to see auras, past life regressions, all kinds of different things. I've been doing this a while.
That's beautiful. I love it. Thank you so much. Tammy, please go ahead.
Hello, everyone. I am Tammy Scarlett. I am the founder of the Women's Wellness Network and on a brand new venture called company, Scarlet Rose Ventures, which contains a whole bunch of different little things that go together. And I'm super interested in what Janine just said. I've also started a new video series it's a healing art series, I guess you call it. And it takes you on a journey with a character, and there's other characters, and you meet yourself along the way. And it's about finding the things that, you've stumbled upon or stumbled into, and how to pick yourself kind of back up from those things. Today, especially, I'm really happy to be here. I was working this morning with somatics and really just getting into the body. I've gone through breast cancer and poisoning and a lot of physical injuries myself, and trying to switch that gear from, continuously being in that flow of trauma and drama and things happening, to really getting back into your body and allowing the body to tell you, learning to listen what it wants to tell you. And so yeah, mostly my focus today is definitely somatics. Thank you.
Beautiful. Love that. Thank you. Lorna, please go ahead.
Thank you. Melanie, thank you before I dive in, I want to thank you again for this beautiful opportunity for the community and for each of us here to be able to share and to be able to offer. And I really love the power of the community coming together. And we don't know, right? We don't know what's there until we have opportunities like this. So thank you so much for this.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here.
And Janine, I'm excited for what you're doing. It's really beautiful. Look forward. And Tammy, so good to be with you again and to connect and to hear what's unfolding new for you. It's exciting. So in some ways it's been this place of how do I describe, but what it comes down to is feeling. I talk about it as the gift of being human is to feel. And so feeling what's in the body, and so connecting with the somatics of things, and feeling beyond words, because words can often take us out of feeling. I'm feeling anxious actually we're not. We're feeling a sensation. Can we let go of the word and actually feel what's there? And traumas and dramas as well often take us out of our body. So come back into here. One of my key portals into that is sexuality. So my work, if you look at it as an S, there's a lot of S's. There's a story unweaver, somatic sexologist, and the sex and spirit alchemist of the feminine-led life. And so I really use that as a portal because it's one of the ways that we often are disconnected from ourselves. And as I say, by divine design, because I look at it at the story of how do we hide our divinity in the human experience and fully be here in human experience. And so I love to be able to support people in areas where they maybe are disconnected from their sexuality, from their bodies, want to explore different relationships or how to have deeper, intimate relationships with themselves and others. So for me, it's anything that's been called taboo or in the closet, it's time to open it up and really come back home to who we are.
Yay, that's beautiful. And
Yes.
Lorna and I
Is it me?
participate
Yeah, I was
to
wondering if it was
visit
me.
that. Oh, it's frozen.
It froze a little bit. Tammy, when you were just starting to, or sorry, not Tammy, Melanie, you had just started to speak and it froze.
I didn't realize I was chatting. Well, I was just saying that Lorna and I worked on a project together called Awakened Souls, and it's a book available on Amazon. And so if you want to know more about Lorna, you can just Google her name on Amazon and you'll find this book where you tell your beautiful story and how you've come to be the practitioner that you are today. And it is really, really beautiful and moving. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And for all those of you watching that don't know me, I'm Melanie Van Hock. I am studying my doctorate in holistic health. I'm focusing and specializing on the mind over the body healing. And so our ability to really heal from the inside out with neurolinguistic programming, neuroplasticity, and nutrition, and all of these other beautiful components of health. And so that's my journey, and I've experienced a lot of healing myself, and I'm just super happy and eager to help others to accomplish the same. And so with that, we're going to go around again and we'll all get to teach a short demo of our chosen modality. Many of us have multiple modalities, but for this example, today we'll pick one and give you a short demo that's watching that you can try and see how you feel before and after. Really tap into your body and experience it for yourself. And so, Janine, I'll get you to go first, please.
Oh, which one? Okay. So I want to talk about energies and how when someone is upset or negative or low on energy is what I call that, they have they actually kind of pick a fight or they'll be negative around you. And if you encounter that and you start going back and forth, it's a push and pull of energy. So I studied with a yogi for 25 years. And actually, I'm doing that podcast with a different yogi now. But what I was showing was, and it works wonderfully. I used it on my ex-husband. Anyway, so when they are combative and they're low on energy, they're trying to get your energy. So the thing you do is you take your arm and you go like this and turn your body and you literally cut the energy and it throws them completely off. So when you're around someone that's negative, if you can't actually remove yourself from the situation, you can literally cut the energy and then they're lost because we resonate an energy field. And I show people how to see auras, and I want to touch on that real quick. So the other day, which I've never seen before, I went into the restroom and I looked in the mirror and I could see my aura. And I went, oh, that's really neat. I can see my aura in the mirror. So what you do is, if you want to try it individually, is to go and look in the mirror and visualize one spot, like the top of your head or your nose, and just focus on that one spot. And all of a sudden, in your peripheral vision, you'll see your aura. So the next day when I went in, I focused on it because I just accidentally saw it that day. And I focused and I looked at one spot and I saw the colors, because sometimes there's different colors in your aura. So it's a really fun thing to do, because what you're doing is opening your third eye more and you're connecting to the divine more. And that's what the whole journey is about, is remembering who you are and your connection, and that we are amazing, the magical things that I've experienced in my life that I've been showing. And that's what I came here to do, is to empower others into how amazing we are as humans. I mean, there's aliens that can't even comprehend what we do, because we also have emotion and empathy. So they are observing us because we can be so powerful and actually affect anything around us. One more thing I wanted to say before I leave is, when I was driving home one day from a town, there was going to be an ice storm when I get home, or there was supposed to be an ice storm happening. And I said, the ice storm will not hit until I get to Waterloo. And I spoke it, because sound carries thought and is very powerful. So I get to right to the sign Waterloo, and my car starts swerving right at the sign of Waterloo, because it was icing then. So it showed me I needed to say, when I get home. So whatever we say goes out to the universe, and the universe brings it back to us. It's that simple. What we think, what we say, what we do. And so when you can look at it like that, as far as healing, you start to really know yourself. And that's what I would love to share with people.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. I love that. I love that. And touching on beautiful, beautiful practices there. That's lovely. Thanks for sharing. Tammy, please go ahead.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Janine. That was amazing. And again, I love how we all kind of touch upon each other's other modalities and ways that we work with people and ways that we work with ourselves. I think that's probably why we are together right here, right now. So I always started, the very first thing that I started when I really wanted to get back into me was the simple process of just sitting or standing or laying. It just depends what you're capable of at the time, because anybody can do this. So I'm sitting in a chair right now, and it's easier if you close your eyes. You close your eyes and feel that actual alignment from the top of your head to, if you're sitting, then to your tailbone or your sit bones. Or if you're lying down, you want to feel that your whole body across the bed. And if you're standing, then you really want to plant your feet firmly and kind of grip the earth with your toes, so that you're really connecting and finding that balance, finding that center spot. And of course, as we go through life, we have injuries and accidents, and our bodies maybe are not exactly lined up as they were when we were youthful. But to find the place that's most comfortable for you when you're just in that space. And when you get to that comfortable space, then you start to notice, oh, I feel like I need to adjust slightly to the left or slightly to the right, or maybe a little forward or backwards. And if you're laying down, it's the side to side. Am I laying more heavily on my right side? Am I laying more heavily on my left side? Is there more pressure in my head, or is there more pressure in my feet? Where is the energy actually flowing? So once you get that still spot in the middle, that centered spot, and it could take a few minutes. It doesn't always come right away. The first time that I did it was actually an accident, and it shocked me a little bit. I started to have that feeling, that slight vortex feeling, that slight movement where you're so centered, you're perfectly aligned. Your spine is in the right spot. Your cerebral spinal fluid is flowing correctly up and down through your spine into your brain. and just circulating. And you start to feel that circulation. You start to feel that wave of being centered and being right where you are in the moment, where you are at that moment. And you can come back to this anytime when you're just feeling that little anything, any kind of emotion, any kind of angst, any kind of stress. You just center yourself in that space and hold it for that moment until you can feel that slight turn. And when you're in that slight turn, you're aligned with Gaia. You are aligned with the heavens. Everything is lined up perfectly. And from there, as Janine says, you can speak whatever it is that you need in that moment. And you know that you're aligned, and that moment will carry you forward. And you can, as I said, you can do it anywhere, anytime, any position. And when you're finished, you just try and feel like that is your natural occurring state. That's the space that you want to feel like everything is okay and stable from, because we're always, wobbling and moving around physically, but also mentally and emotionally and spiritually. So if we can get into that little bit of alignment where we can just touch that center balance, everything can flow out smoothly from there. So that's me for today. Thank you.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Tammy. Lorna, please go ahead.
These have been amazing. I love this. So I'm going to be watching my nose or my ear or whatever to focus for that. And Tammy, I loved as you were starting to talk about that of very similar that I do, and when to get that place and then come from this place. So whether it's with words or actions, is come from that place. So I love that. Thank you. One of the things that I would love to do is today is do a mini, well, mini. We'll do take our 5 minutes and do a bit of a session of allowing for the somatics, but also the energy of things and tuning into appreciating the connection of things beyond the description of the body, beyond our ideas of how things are connected, what it means. So we'll do that for a bit. I'll do the somatics. There'll be some energy work, and there might even be some light language that comes through, just to be able to support each person. So for those of you who are listening here, and if you choose to, I'm going to invite you to take some breaths. Take a couple of deep breaths so you can actually start to feel this. And I find oftentimes when we talk about our heart space, we think about only the front part. So I'm going to invite you, as you're taking those breaths, to slowly bring your awareness to your heart space, and your heart space allowing all around, front and back, all around. Take some deep breaths from there. And again, when we are taking breaths, we sometimes think of only the chest or the belly. But in this case, I'm going to invite you to allow, as you take a breath, to feel the whole rib cage, front, back, sides, to be moving, to feel that movement with each inhale and exhale. And oftentimes there's this sense of, we have this idea that expansion is good and contraction is bad or less desirable, or somehow it's a negative, means less. And yet here we are with each breath, expanding and contracting. It's the rhythm of life itself. So to feel that in the rib cage, to have that tangible, felt, embodied sense of spirit breathing. Now I'm going to invite you in this awareness to bring your attention to some part of your body. It might be a physical part, it might be an emotional sense, a sensation, something that gets your attention of your body. And that's where just allowing that it's going to be whatever it is for each person. And as I go through this, whatever I'm doing, saying, it will be supportive for you as you need it. So bringing your awareness to there and to feel the sensation. Might be a physical part of your body, even that has a sensation. To feel that which we have come to know as physical body. Allow that. If it's an emotional thing, to again feel the sensation of the emotion. Thought plus a feeling or sensation is an emotion. So we're going to let go of the thought of it, the word that's given to it, and sink simply into the sensation itself. We're going to take some moments to feel that. Now, whatever part of the body is getting your attention, whatever sensation, I'm going to invite you to keep that in your awareness, and now bring into your awareness as well the tailbone, the sacrum and the tailbone, to let that connection happen. Bring that all into your awareness as one unit, one expression, and to feel that. With that in your awareness now, even to allow the throat, the neck to come into awareness, bringing these connections in. Bringing into awareness whatever's happening at the right ear, within the right ear. And tuning into what's happening in your body as these things are being brought into awareness. Sometimes there might be another part of the body or an emotion, a sensation that comes into awareness. It might be an image that flashes in, allowing whatever it is. It might even be a memory. It might be a sense of something. It might be the answer to a question that's been there. Allowing that as we connect into and listening to the body, feeling in through this instrument of the body, that all that is here in this moment, able to be felt, heard, listened, responded to. And now bringing your awareness back into your back, to the spine, to the shoulders. And from there, I invite you to take some deep breaths, that back heart space, to breathe out in your own time and space. With that in your awareness, a couple more breaths into and from that space. And then when you are ready in your own time and way to come back into this space where we are here together, and slowly then opening your eyes. And another breath.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you all. Thank you all. Okay, we're going to do a little session of NLP, and this is neuro-linguistic programming. So a lot of people call it hypnotherapy. You can have a lot of different names for it, but basically it's about changing our thoughts to see a different behavior or a different emotion, as thoughts are basically emotions are basically thoughts and motions. And so we are able to better articulate what we want to express versus what our subconscious and conscious is choosing to represent for the day. And so this is going to be a quick and easy version of it, but I hope that it'll serve you really well. And it's about letting go of what no longer serves you. And so you can think of a thought that you've been having lately that is not serving you. And you can do this with your eyes open or closed. And I'll invite you to take a deep breath in and slowly breathe out. And try to make that out breath twice as long as your in breath. Now, think of a thought that's been weighing you down. Maybe it's something you did What if the weather would have been different today? What would you have done differently? Or something you're afraid of, or something you can't do, or something that isn't fair. Choose just the one thought and imagine writing that thought down on a smooth stone. So you have a pen, you have a stick, you have anything that you can write with, and write it down on a smooth stone surface, maybe by a beautiful ocean or a lake, and notice its shape. Notice the weight of the stone, its color. If you can and your stone is small enough, hold it in your hands. If it's a big stone, just touch it with both hands and arms. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me today? If the answer is no, then take a deep breath. Gently toss the stone into the river or push it away. Or if it's a big stone, you can go for a dip into the river and watch the water carry it away. You don't need to chase it. You don't need to fight it. You simply need to continue downstream. Now pick a second stone, and this time write one belief that you want to carry instead. I can handle this today. I am stronger than I think. I accept support. I choose hope. I trust myself. Hold that new stone. Notice how much lighter it feels. Place your hand over your heart and say, this is the thought I choose to carry today. Take another slow breath. Imagine that new belief becoming part of you, not because everything is easy, but because you are choosing where your energy goes. As you open your eyes, ask yourself one final question. What's the one thing I can do today that reflects this new belief? And carry that answer with you. One thought, one choice, one step at a time. Thank you so much. And Janine, we're going to come back to you to share what has your practice that you demonstrated today, how has it helped your client, your patient, your friends, your family, yourself? Any
Hi.
testimonial that you want to share?
Um, well, with my children, they've seen their potential. Like I told you, where my son was able to communicate with the snake because we do animal communication. And my other son, I took to the river and he took a friend with him and they picked up a clam. And he had this kid that he had with him had a pocket knife and he was going to open it. And I said, no, don't do that. Just ask it. And so he said, what? And I said, no, just ask it. It'll open for you. And so he asked the clam to open and the clam opened and then it shut. He went, I don't believe this happened. You know, she said, I'm going to try it again. So he did it again and the clam opened. So with my children, they've seen their potential. You know, a lot of them don't always listen to me, which is fine. You know, that's kids. Um, but they were raised with unlimited potential. Let's just put it like that. Now, as far as my clients, um, I've gone in and done concerts where I just close my eyes and channel piano. I have a classical background, played in a rock band in my 20s, so I have kind of a strange combination. But when I've just have people sit there and I just play whatever I'm guided, because the different tones actually resonate to the body and to the mind. And so I've had people have healings, emotional healings from that, because one lady was sobbing and she came up and I was hugging her and she said, when I was 15 years old, I was riding with my mom and we were in a fight. And she said, I told her I wish she'd die. And we got in a car accident and she died. So this trauma she had been holding for a long time had regurgitated. And that has happened to me before with different things in my life where I've been with my yogi and we've done meditations and the my grandmother appeared in front of me, and I healed from that. So if we can, when we're down, if we can put on good music like Sia, you know, what's it, Unstoppable, or music will actually can bring us back up.
Yeah.
Or what's another one I'm listening to now? Up, Up, Up by Golden. Oh,
Yeah.
God, love that song. So if you guys haven't listened to that, it is, I start my mornings off like that and I'm dancing around this place because, and that starts your whole day. So music is really powerful. And I think that's probably it. I mean, I could go on, but yeah. I have so many
So beautiful.
experiences.
Yes,
It's
yes.
fun.
And I will invite the watchers to check out your podcasts because you've been doing some podcasts and I
Yes.
think that's really a good way to get to know you. So if you could put the link in the comments, that would be great so people can find it.
Yes. And one of them's Woo Woo Muse. So I have a man that's kind of a nerd that I do it with, and I'm way out here. So it's a good, it's a fun combination because we go back and forth and we just talk about things in life, psychometry, lexicograms, all the different facets of
Mm.
spirituality. So it's fun. I have
So
fun.
beautiful. Yes, you have fun and you're making healing happen. So that's a win-win right there. That's
Always.
gorgeous.
Thank you,
Thank you
Bonnie.
so much. Thank you. Tammy, please go ahead.
Oh my God, I just love that, Janine, so much. Anybody know the song Born to Be Alive by Patrick Hernandez? That is my walk-up song. That's my wake-up song. That's my go-to song. I'm on that song all day long.
I got to write that down. Born to be
Oh,
alive.
yeah, it is amazing. It is amazing. It makes you go. Anyways, okay.
I
So
love
that
great
is
songs.
right. Yes. Everybody should have a great song that they can turn on in the moment and
Yeah.
it does that switch for you, right? Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Janine.
Michael.
It's a Patrick Hernandez.
Oh, Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick Hernandez.
Okay.
It's an oldie, but it's a goodie.
Good.
Yes, so just being in the body. Sometimes people have had that realization that they can't even feel anything and they didn't notice that that was a thing. Um, or they get into that space and it's one of those things where honestly you can do it anywhere. You can do it on the toilet, you can do it in the bath, you can do it, don't do it in the shower with your eyes closed. That's dangerous. Don't do it driving, obviously. But if you keep your eyes open and you can find that center, then that do it anytime, any place, anytime, standing in the grocery line, standing at the bank, especially when there's stressful times, right? So some people, when they get into that center and they get to that little vortex, they start to cry because it is almost like all of those emotions that you have stop moving. And Melanie, I think you're the one who said emotions in motion, thoughts in motion are emotions. And once we get to that place, because you're busy focusing on the centering and that tiny little swirl, and it just facilitates a release because it is the still point where you maybe have not sat for a while. And as I said, you can just do it anywhere. And that is the beauty of, starting at the beginning with yourself and just saying, hey, there's nothing else I can do, but I can do this. And right, it just makes you feel like at least I can do something. And sometimes that's all you got. So thank you.
Beautiful. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Lorna, please go ahead.
Yeah, took a while to unmute, interestingly. I've got these songs written down, so thank you, Janine and Tammy. That's really great. And Melanie, when you took us through your practice, I thought it was lovely because I have a creek that runs right behind me here, so I'll go and find a stone and actually do that. So thank you so much for that. I find that what I've just done is, while it was a guided thing, it supports my people in really starting to tune into their own bodies. And when we look at it, particularly in sometimes our sexuality, that sexuality is one of those things that we really compartmentalize ourselves. If it belongs in this way, if it belongs as well, or it's connected with another person, or there's various things, maybe the traumas or the abuses and stuff that have been experienced, there's this disconnection from the body. And so the practice that I've done is, as I help people to be able to do that, that it starts to help them to realize, oh, this is what I can do when something's getting my attention, whether it's an emotion, whether it's something physically that's there, that I can start to tune into it. Okay, something else is coming in. So it really starts to bring in this practice of seeing the things that are connected, even if cognitively wouldn't think, oh, I don't get that. It doesn't matter. We're listening to the body and making those connections. And it doesn't have to be a physical thing. If it's the awareness is there, energetically, there's a connection. So it's starting to help people to come back into reconnecting to their wholeness that's already in there through feeling.
Beautiful, yes. And I do hope that for everybody, I mean, sexuality, sensuality, the chakra of energy of the sexual organs are so powerful in so many ways. I certainly hope that they can work with you to really connect and into that. Yeah,
Can I say something, Melanie?
of course.
Okay. She was talking about sexuality, and I learned this from a unity minister, and maybe you already know this. But you, before you're going to make love, and when you make love and when you go into climax, there's an energy that our body puts off that's extremely powerful. So before that happens, like if what you want to do is visualize where you want that energy to go. So if you want it to go to heal the world, if you want it because you need a new car, if you want to heal your body, that energy is really powerful. And if you don't focus that energy, what happens is it goes out in the universe and negativity can grab it and use it. So it's really important to focus that energy. I bet you already knew that, Laura.
I hadn't put it into words in that sense, so I will leave it for people to do that. I guess the way I look at it is that it's all in that time of that energy. It actually it's that expression of the oneness, and
Mhm.
I think that that's where even the piece about the orgasm is, often people will say, oh God, oh God. And it's that connection to that oneness that we are. So instead of the idea of two shall become one, in that moment, it's that experience that it is all one.
Yeah.
And so I love the idea of being able to, that intention for it. How do we want to use that energy is really so powerful. And I know that in my practices, even when I'm coaching people through their arousal and building that energy, is to speak it, and may I be at peace, may my family be at peace. So that expression of how do we use this energy to connect it to the all that is. So I love that you've brought that up. Thank you, Janine. So beautiful.
You have a beautiful turquoise aura, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful. I love it. This is one of
Sorry.
the things that I enjoyed the
It's okay.
most, is connecting beautiful people together.
Yeah.
Um, for myself, I will speak to one of my clients. She was having nightmares. She was having this nightmare that a spider was growing in the corner of her room, which is very unusual for her because she does like spiders. But the spider was getting so big that it was threatening her life, and she was having this nightmare. And so, what we did together is to really think of all the layers of the subconscious. So basically, we're all aware of this. The consciousness is only 5% of our iceberg, the very tip of the iceberg that's showing at the surface of the water. And there's 95% of thoughts and behaviors and reality that is subconscious, that the body handles on a regular basis. And so we kind of did a dive into that reality and see what was there that could be represented by the spider. And after a session, she was able to identify that at the time she had a roommate, and that was actually very toxic, and it was creating a very stressful situation, living situation, that of course she had to go to every day and handle. And in her conscious world, she was kind of dismissing a lot of the feelings and a lot of the
Mm.
fear she was experiencing and anger. And then the subconscious was being very loud through the nightmares. And so we were able to address some of those concerns and also have a plan, an exit plan for this person or herself, to have that safety again, to have that safe and calm place that she could go to at night. And so that really helped her in relieving those symptoms. But in general, I think it's just a small example of how loud our bodies can be. Our bodies can be very loud with disease, illness, and diagnosis as well. And so that's my area of expertise, is to work with people on understanding where is that coming from and how can we address it to prevent it from happening again, and also how can we address it to lessen all of the symptomology and the suffering that goes with that diagnosis in their day-to-day life. So that's kind of what I do in a
Wow.
nutshell.
Beautiful.
So, but it was so lovely to have you all today. We're going to put in the comments all of your links, like how can people get to know you and connect with you, but certainly, of course, your profiles as well. So I'll invite everyone that's watching to really do connect and say hello, even if it's just to say hi, and tell them what you enjoyed about their presentations today. And I know that that makes a big difference in my life. I've had it occur a few times now, even people walking up to me and asking me if I'm Melanie Van Hock on the street, and it makes my day. It makes my day to hear that people
Really
are
cool.
enjoying the work that we do and that they're enjoying these videos. And so
Mm.
please do that. It's a small step for you, and it makes us all feel like we're on track and making a difference, which is what we're all here for. I feel like our shared passion is to improve this a human experience and planet. And so any way that we can do that is always good. So thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Thank you. This was great to
You
connect.
ladies.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next Friday. Our next event is going to be Awaken Mind. And so, how do we go from the subconscious to the conscious? How do we heal the mind and its uh, unstoppable abilities? And so, yes, thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Stay.